Sarah Jessica Parker's fashion-forward Sex and the City character Carrie Bradshaw is known for her obsession with shoes. And on Thursday, the 56-year-old actress was revealed as the designer behind many of the eye-catching heels from the faux vintage label Duchessa Gardini she sported in the Revival series and Just Like That. The star, who launched her own shoe line, SJP by Sarah Jessica Parker, in 2014, told Vogue that she was initially reluctant to model her designs on the show. "There is no SJP collection in Carrie's world, I don't exist there because that would be too weird for me," Sarah said. The two-time Emmy Award winner explained that she did not want to be seen as taking advantage of the show and the network, but she and her late business partner George Malkimus stepped in to help out the series' costume designers. "I didn't want it to look like I was exploiting a business opportunity and HBO either, but as we were approaching my first fitting in May of last year, it became clear that there were still some holes Molly and David wanted to fill in terms of the accessories," Sarah told Vogue. Molly Rogers, who worked under SAC designer Patricia Field, and Danny Santiago took over costume design for the reboot after Field declined to return. The designs by Sarah and George are attributed in the show to the faux Italian footwear company Duchessa Gardini. "George and I decided to build the shoes that Molly and David needed, but not to use our names," the Ohio native explained. The Family Stone star told Vogue that George came up with the fake label's name. "We were thinking of an old Italian house," she said. "Our shoes are all handmade in Italy by third and fourth generation shoemakers, so it's possible that you could have had a brand like this. If it were any other show, that might not matter, but here the provenance of a shoe matters. People are curious whether the shoes are from the turn of the century or fresh off the runways of Paris." The Duchess heels modeled by Sarah in various episodes of the show include rhinestone-studded white mules, hot pink pointed toe pumps adorned with black bows and pearl-embellished fuchsia stiletto sandals. Molly admitted that she was surprised that the show was able to keep the real origins of Carrie's footwear from AJLT's eagle-eyed fans. "The show is a unicorn on so many levels. You're dealing with an audience that applauds when they see the Roger belt again," she said, referring to the studded wide black belt that Carrie wore in the 2008 Sex and the City movie. "It's incredible that mysteries still exist even when you have social media and everything is looked at under a microscope. Plus, it was great to have access to a shoe that had people saying, 'What is that?'" Sarah said that she and George aimed to put a modern twist on retro styles when it came to designing the shoes. "Sometimes you'll look at a vintage piece, and it's exciting, but the proportions are funny," Sarah said. "There are parts that are thrilling and wonderful, but then the vamp is off, or the size of the heel is wrong. We wanted to have variety and a sense of vintage periods, 40s, 50s, 60s. Carrie's love of footwear is such a defining aspect of her character that several plotlines of SAC revolved around the subject." Sarah noted the importance of shoes in the original show and its spin-off, telling Vogue, "The shoes are part of the storytelling and they help us convey a message with fewer words." If you watch closely during the scene where Carrie leaves for the funeral home, after Mr. Big's death, with Charlotte, she has some shoes by the front door that she puts on. She continued, "They were super comfortable mule slides with a 90mm heel, the kind of shoes she'd grab the newspaper in, and she threw them on because she wasn't thinking, it was second nature. Even after her hip surgery, she puts on something sparkly, a Louboutin pair that she also wore in the movie, as if to signal that she's still herself." Sarah came to the defense of her character, who has sometimes been mocked for her preoccupation with shoes, once bemoaning, "I've spent $40,000 on shoes and I have no place to live." Carrie has a relationship with her shoes, and while it's not as meaningful as a relationship you'd have with a person or even a book, they have a special place within her life, the actress explained. "You can condemn her for it, and that's fine, but we all have things in our life where it's hard to describe why they're so meaningful to us." She added, "It's fun to be a part of something where the clothes and shoes always have so much meaning."